All right, as promised in one of my last videos, here we go. Today we're talking about the question of the day, which is, do you even need a greenhouse on your homestead? Let's get into it. If we're just meeting for the first time, my name's Zach. This is the Micro Homestead Ecology channel, where we share everything we're doing on less than 1 acre of ground to meet a more sustainable lifestyle, grow our own food. We raise animals, we grow huge gardens, lots of crops, all sorts of fun stuff. So if you're into this kind of content, consider a like and a subscribe, maybe even share this video with other folks who might find it interesting. That's the best way to support our channel and the stuff that we're doing here for now. I'll have more coming later, but for now, just like and share. So let's get to that question. Do you even need a greenhouse? Here's a short answer. Quite honestly, no, you don't. You don't need a greenhouse. Okay, you can do a lot without a greenhouse for years and years and years. We grew without a greenhouse. We did all of our seed starting indoors. We still do a lot of our seed starting indoors because that environment's more controlled and regulated. Even in this gorgeous greenhouse space, I mean, like right now, you know, it's 3 or 4 in the afternoon in the middle of February. It's cold and windy outside. In here, I'm looking at the thermometer, it's pushing 80 degrees, and it's been doing that here fairly regularly for the last couple weeks if we have a nice bright sunshiny day. It will not be nearly that warm in here if it's cloudy and overcast, but it is a rather enjoyable space. But you don't need this space to do anything. All right, here's 3 main reasons why you might want to have a greenhouse. Reason number 1, you want to start your own seeds. You're into starting a lot of seeds because you're into growing a lot of food and living a more sustainable lifestyle like we do here, which means as your seedlings start to outgrow your seed starting kits and all that sort of stuff, you might need some place for them to go. And if they're the right kind of seedlings and you have the right kind of setup, which we'll detail in later videos, you can totally transition them out into a space like this. They'll stay perfectly protected from the frost if you do all the right things, and your plants can begin to have some more leg room, spread out in some pots, grow a little bit bigger, and give your seedlings a chance to grow on and be ready to plant out when the time comes. Reason number 2 to have your own greenhouse is because you want to push the envelope on the edge of the season that you're growing in. If you want to be able to start plants in the ground sooner and keep them in the ground longer, then having growing beds inside your greenhouse will allow you to do that. We are way ahead of when I should have started lettuce. I have a ton of it growing already. It's the middle of February. What on earth are you going to do with lettuce in the middle of February? Well, I'm going to plant it right here in these growing beds that I've been hydrating for the last couple weeks, trying to get them ready for some early transplants. You can plant your tomatoes out extra early and not have to worry about the wall of waters or any of that other fancy stuff because they're already protected inside of the greenhouse. And they'll enjoy the heat in the summer and it'll help them grow even better. And when the frost comes at the end of the season, they'll be able to last longer because they won't get frosted like everything that's still outside. So it gives you that buffer of time to be able to do more no matter what your growing area is. Which, on a similar note, it allows you to push the envelope on what you are able to grow. I can't remember the exact conversion, but a lot of people will say that, you know, like if you're in zone 6, let's say, like we are, I think we're zone 6B or something like that, 5B, 6B, somewhere around there. I don't know. They keep changing them on us. What's up with that? Anyway, if you are on the edge of a zone where you think something could maybe survive, it might be able to survive in the protected area of a greenhouse versus being outside in the full environment and the full effects of the weather and all that sort of stuff. One thing to keep in mind with that, though, is that over the winter, things that are in your greenhouse are not going to be getting watered unless you're down here watering them. And depending on your soil situation and how deep those roots grow, plants that are living in your greenhouse may struggle to find the moisture they need to survive through the winter. It's just something to be aware of. And finally, reason number 3 that you might want to consider having a greenhouse is because it is flippin' awesome to be outside in the middle of February when there's a wind blowing outside and it's all sorts of crazy like it is today. Like, it's cool out there. I would not be out there in short sleeves and a t-shirt all day today. If the sun went behind the clouds, I'd get really cold really fast because the wind's blowing. But in here, there's absolutely no wind. I mean, there's a little bit of air exchange, but like, it's not windy, it's warm. In fact, when I look at the thermometer right now, it's pushing 80 degrees in here in the middle of February. Now, don't be getting excited because it's 80 degrees in your greenhouse thinking that you can be growing tomatoes in February. You can't. There's a lot more to plant science that we can talk about later on in another video. Day length comes to mind, all sorts of things, not to mention the fact that tonight it will definitely not be 80 degrees in this greenhouse. It will be closer to 30 degrees in this greenhouse, depending on how cold it gets tonight. But during the day, things warm up very nicely and you can get a lot of enjoyment out of being in this warm space. Sometimes I come in here and I debate maybe I'll just set the hammock up. It's over there. Yeah, see? Hammock. Right there. Maybe I'll just set the hammock up in here someday. That probably messed with the kind of light a little bit, but I'll set the hammock up in here one of these days and just chill out and relax. In the greenhouse, in the sun, 80-degree temperatures like it's summertime, and I'm in here getting vitamin D. So just the fact that you can be in a nice warm space enjoying the sunshine in the middle of late winter, early spring, that could be reason enough right there. Here's another one for you. Honestly, the other thing we do with this space, an absolute ton, is we use it as a staging ground for plants that we buy. We do a lot of seed starting here and I really, really enjoy it, but I don't start everything, especially the flowers and some of the other stuff. Like for whatever reason, I can't grow flowers. Give me some tips, people. Send me links to videos that you like in the comments or something about how to start flower seeds, because it annoys me that there's certain flowers that I can't start. No success with flowers. I can grow vegetables like crazy, but starting flower seeds sucks if you're this guy. Anyway, but what we'll do a lot, like I was saying, is we'll stage, we'll have the floor in here almost completely covered with plants and different things that we get early in the season to try to beat the rush at the garden centers. We'll go hit up all the FFA greenhouses and stuff in our local high schools are doing. And then we stage it all up in here so that it's easy to water it all and I don't have to worry about it getting frosted or anything like that, because it has just that little bit of protection to keep it safe while it kind of hardens itself off and gets used to the nighttime temperatures here in the, the actual kind of cool nights or whatever. So that's another reason to have a greenhouse. It's a great place to keep your plants, your purchased plants, protected and in a safe environment where you don't have to worry about them until you're ready to put them in the ground. All right, that's it. That's all I can think of. I'm sure there's more. Comment down below if you got other ideas. And if you're thinking about doing this yourself, but you don't want to build one, go check out this video right here where I break down the greenhouse. It's available at Costco. It's a really nice kit to get you started if you want something you just need to assemble and get put up on your homestead or backyard garden.